Hello, crafty friends. It's Dorene Decibus from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and welcome to Fun Fold Friday. Tonight, we're getting close to Halloween, and I know I've been doing the 12 days of Halloween. So, Halloween lovers, I know you're not sick of the projects. I hope the rest of you aren't. I am going to use the bag of bones tonight to make a fun fold. So, thank you for joining me tonight, whether you're joining me during the live presentation or if you are joining me on the replay or on my YouTube channel. It Begins with Ink and Paper. Thank you for supporting my small business by tuning in to my lives and leaving me fabulous comments and just all that you do. It's really wonderful, so thank you. I appreciate your orders. I appreciate you just being part of my social media community through Facebook and YouTube. So tonight we're using the Bag of Bones stamp set. It is the Them Bones suite. This is just such a fun set with all the hats and the skeletons and the skeleton pieces and all of the great sentiments as well, with Happy Halloween, Bonjour, Boo to You. This is the one we're using tonight. No bones about it. You're a sweet friend. Eat, shriek, and be scary. So it's a lot of fun. And even I've been using this with my students in my advisory, and they've had a fun time making some different things as well. So what do we need for supplies? I want to just remind you that I will post this in the comments section after the video is done, so you don't need to pause or write things down. I will have that for you. So starting with, we're going to need a piece of basic black cardstock that measures 11 by 4 1/4. We are going to be scoring this piece for our fun fold. Let me just bring up my score tool. Make sure this is in the screen for you. So I bent my cardstock. All right, so we are going to score this at 5 1/2. So right in the middle where we normally would score a piece of cardstock this size. And then we're also going to score it in half on this section as well, and that would be at 2 3/4. So there we go. That's all the scoring that we need to do. So I'm going to put this away. And then let's talk about what other pieces of cardstock that we need. You're going to need a piece of 5 1/4 by 4. Piece of basic white cardstock. That's going to be for the inside of our card. You are also going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper that measures, and I'm using these 2 with the bats and crescent moons on them, and there's some very faint white stars on this as well. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but they are there. You're going to need 2 pieces of these that are 4 inches across by 2 1/2 inches up and down. So we'll put those aside. You're also going to need a piece of designer series paper that's 1/2 inch by 4 inches as well. You are going to need, I've used this on several cards. This is one of the pieces on, you have 2 pieces of designer series paper that you can cut out. Let me just grab a package. So it's from this piece here. I know there's going to be plastic that's going to get in the way, but it has, one of these sections. So they have different pieces that you can cut all of these out and then use them on a variety of different cards. And you have 2 pieces of that in the package of paper. So I'm using the Trick or Treat piece. It's just so perfect for Halloween and for this fun fold. And so you're going to be cutting this at 4 7/8 by 3 inches. So it's 3 inches across and 4 7/8 up and down. And this is the size of it from the designer series paper. Then you're going to need a piece of basic black cardstock that measures 5 1/8 by 3 1/4, and this is just going to be to layer this piece on. So we'll put those two pieces down. And then you're going to need a scrap of paper to cut all these little bats, and the bats are part of the dies from the Bag of Bones set for the bundle. You are also going to need a 1-inch circle punch of basic white and a 1 1/4 inch circle punch of the pumpkin pie. So those are our pieces. This was just an extra piece. I just want to put that aside. I always keep extra out just in case. All right, so let's put this together. So don't forget when you're joining me to say hello in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. So I'm going to start with my stamping first, and we're going to be stamping on both of our pieces of basic white cardstock using Memento black ink. And I'm going to be stamping the Boo to You. I love this little stamp. I just think it's the cutest little thing. And I just love the saying. So I'm going to stamp that right on the circle. So Boo to You. And then on my card that's going to be on the inside, I am going to stamp a piece of the skeleton peeking in. So I am just going to stamp him just coming across like this towards the top of the card. There we go. It's so cute. I just love this little skeleton. Okay, and then we're ready to start putting the card together. Okay, let's do some adhering. Let me just grab my Stampin' Seal, and we are going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this piece of the Designer Series paper that says Trick or Treat on it. And what I did is I ran through the bat dies 3 times, so I have a total of 9. I'm not going to use all of these. I'll just throw them in the box. So they're with this kit, with the stamp set. Let me just grab my tweezers if I can find them real quick. And there they are. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just be adding a little tiny bit of glue, and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle these around on the front of my cardstock, but they are pretty tiny. So if I hold them with my tweezers, I can just add not that much. A little bit of glue, but not a lot, and that just came right out. Hate it when that happens. And then I can just place it down where I want it to go. And there's a little extra glue there, but we'll let that dry. It should dry pretty clear. So I'm going to probably put 5 of these around. So let's just add another little dot of glue. I just want to put a little right in the center, and then I can add this to the card. There we go. I think I am going to put this one down towards the bottom. And I will put, let's see, a real tiny one. We haven't used one of the tiniest of them yet. And so we'll take this tiny little one. So this piece of paper already has some white bats on it. This is just adding some black bats. So we'll have this one flying like that. And let's see, I think I'll use another one of these with the, make sure I get it on the back side. And like I said, I just want a little bit of glue on. And I'm going to put this one right here. There we go. We'll let those dry. So we've got those bats on there. Now let's put our adhesive away and let's start folding on our folds. So as we know, whenever we're doing a fun fold or any kind of fold on a card, we definitely want to burnish it really well with our bone folder. So this card is going to stand up like this. So let's start by putting the inside in. And I know my Stampin' seal is very close by. So this is going right here. And what I like about putting it at this point here on the card is that when it's standing up like this, you can kind of peek in. I don't know if you can see it on camera. You can kind of peek in and see the skeleton there. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting my designer series papers on these two panels. I love having using designer series paper in cards. It just is a quick and easy way to give a really nice background, and it just adds so much to the card. So on this one, the only thing I have to make sure are that my bats are flying in the right direction, and the bats have the little ones, the bigger ones, and so they have the same shape of bats that I used on the front. Now this is going to go on to the front of my card, but I'm only going to adhere it to the bottom panel. So I am going to be using some dimensionals, and I'm going to use my black dimensionals for this project. And I'm only going to be putting these, make sure I'm putting them on the bottom of this piece of cardstock. So I am going to go a little heavy because only half of the piece is going to be adhered down. So I just want to make sure that's perfect, and it is. So we're done with those for this second. And then what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this before I add that piece, I am going to be taking and putting this piece right along the bottom of this piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to do that next by just adding some Stampin' Seal to the back of it. So I am going to be back tonight at 8 o'clock for a really fun treat holder for the 12 days of Halloween. I think it's something you'll really enjoy, and I'm making it with the dies from them bones. And this is going to go right in the center, and I am going to put this up on dimensionals. So I'm just going to add my adhesive here to this circle, and then I am going to take, let me see, I know I've got some white dimensionals in here somewhere, some white dimensionals because this is on a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to use the white dimensionals. I want this to stand up nice and high, so I am going to put 2 dimensionals on it. Usually I would just put the 1, but this time I'll put the 2 just to give it enough lift to hold the card up. Okay, there we go. Okay, that looks good. And then this is going to be what is actually going to stand the front of the card up. So let me just set that aside, because the next thing I want to do is take some of my black checkered ribbon. I keep it on a spool over here next to my desk, and I want to add a knot of ribbon around this. So I'm going to just cut a piece off, and I'm just going to add the ribbon to the top of the card, right under those, right under where I put the bats. So we have this ribbon in the black and white check, and in the mini catalog we also have a little, it's a little wider of a roll, but it's vanilla and white check, which is just so much fun. So I'm just going to cut the ribbon off. There we go. Let me just put these away. And before I put this on, the last thing I'm going to do is take some of the adhesive back sparkle gems and just add a few of those onto the card. So let me just get my take a pick tool, and we'll put one down here and then two of the smaller ones up here. Right there, like that. So we just get a little bit of sparkle on the front of our card. So now all we have left to do is to put this front piece on. We want to center it on the card front. As I said before, all of the adhesive is going to be on the bottom fold of the card so that it will stand. We could even put, I don't think we need it. I was going to say we could even put some dimensionals. So this is almost the whole size of the front of the card. So I'm just going to attach it to that bottom piece. So this is what the front of the card looks like, and then you can open it like this, but then you can stand up this panel and you have this beautiful stand-up panel that you can display when you have the card up. So it just looks really cute, and I might even add one more dimensional in there. Let me see if I can do that easily, because I just think that middle piece would stand up a little straighter if I had a couple more dimensions right at the top of where the card is hitting the front of the card. So let's just do that real quick. Take off you don't want to get the dimensionals on, too high, but then you don't want them too low either. There we go. Let's push that down. So now they're right up to the, and so when it stands up, get all the dimensional coverings out of here. I don't know about you, but I have these, they just turn up all over my house. Okay, so this is our final card. When it stands up, oh yeah, that's standing up nice and straight now. I really like that. And if I look into the side, I can, when it's standing, I can see the skeleton in there peeking out. So this is our Fun Fold Friday for tonight. This cute Halloween boo to you trick or treat card that anyone young or old would love to receive. So I'll see you again tonight at 8 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. And tonight, as I said, I'll be making a cute treat box for the 12 days of Halloween. And And so I'll see you then, I hope. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you follow my page, like my page, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.